What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TWA Motorsports, and today we've got some exciting stuff. First of all, yes, I did buy another vehicle, and I think it'll make sense to some of you, and I'll explain more when we go outside and look at it. But also in this video, I'm going to show you, and I'll probably time-lapse a majority of it, my dad's on his way here, and we're going to try to hang some lights today in the shop. Maybe run some of the wiring. I don't know how far we'll get, but I will show you what we get accomplished today, and I'm hoping for at least the lights. I think we'll get those finished today, and kind of how we're going to hang them is they came with cables. We're going to just temporarily put 2x4s up in the rafters and hang them from those, because I am going to eventually cover the inside of this in metal. So I don't want to permanently fix them when we could just hang them on some 2x4s and get them up and get some wire ran. I actually bought a plug, so I can just come out here and plug them in until I get all the electrical hooked up, which requires obviously a new meter out there, and so there's more involved. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys the process. I'll probably time lapse most of it, and hopefully we can get some good lighting. And sorry guys that I know it's really echoey in here, but it's really windy today, and before I take you outside, I wanted to explain what we were doing. The floor, the floor's not perfect, but for now I'm going to live with it until I can get some object to cover it. I'm probably going to do a tile of some sort, not like a ceramic tile or anything, but I'm still weighing my options. I'm getting samples from people, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing there yet. But you can see I've got some stuff in here, and I'm loving the size of this, guys. I've got a majority of the stuff in here. I still got the 55 Chevy. That'll probably go back here in the corner. We're gonna have to move some stuff around, but I didn't want to completely fill it up with stuff that didn't run, because all of this stuff runs, and it's easy to pull it out. So the green truck, obviously, the Trans Am, those things are gonna come over here shortly. I think my dad's actually gonna bring his T-bucket over, which at some point we'll go check that out. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do today. I've got a bunch of wire here. I've actually got the wire not only for the lights, but I got the wire for all the electrical. I don't know if I have enough. And then I've got wiring for a 2-post lift, which will be back there. I've got wiring for my 4-post lift. I've got wiring for a welder and a compressor. So we're gonna just kind of, I may cut in randomly and tell you guys kind of what we are doing. But the reason you guys probably clicked on this video, you scared me the crap out of my dad just walked up. You scared the crap out of me. Anyway, the reason you probably tuned into this video is because you want to know what I bought, and so I'm going to take you out there and show you what it is. You want to say hi? Hi. That's hi. All right. You can see his sweet green truck. The whole reason I bought my green one. But guys, this is it. It is it's a 91 S10, and it is a clunker. That is for sure. But let me tell you the reason I bought this. I didn't buy this for a project at all. That is not why I bought this. So I've been looking for a way to teach my son how to drive a manual transmission vehicle, and that is why I bought this. So it's a 2.8 liter 6-cylinder. It is a 5-speed. I did not want to teach him in my truck or in the Corvettes because, well, the transmissions are really a pain to pull out. So are the clutches. And if he's gonna burn up a clutch, I'd rather it be a cheap clutch. So that is why I bought this thing. And the guy had it listed for 2,500 bucks, which I thought was really high, especially for the shape it's in. It doesn't have any rust on it, but it needs one of everything. And so it's not gonna be a project, and I don't want you guys to think it's gonna take away from anything else I'm doing. I probably will clean it up, vacuum it out, just to make it a little nicer. But you can see, well, I'll show you on the interior how gross it is. It's pretty nasty. The seat's all torn up, but for what I'm wanting to do, it's absolutely perfect. That is, teach him, and he's got a couple friends that we may teach as well how to drive a manual transmission, and then on down the road it goes. There is no reason to keep this. It is too rough to try to fix up, and while I am a mini guy at heart, this is not something that I want to get into, especially with all the other projects going on. So I don't want you guys, like I said, to think that I bought this for fixing up, because that is not going to happen. But anyway, back to the price. So the guy had it listed for 2,500 bucks, and I thought that was kind of high, so I kind of messaged him a couple times and just to see what he was thinking as far as prices go, where he would go with the price, and he said he really wanted to get $2,000 out of it, and it's about 3.5 hours away. So I drove down just to look at it to see, and when I got there, honestly guys, there was no way I was paying $2,000 for this truck. It was just too rough, and for what I was doing, I needed to be able to bail out of it once I finished teaching my son how to drive. So I offered him, I said, I'm gonna make you one offer, I'm gonna leave. If you don't wanna take it, I understand, you're not gonna make me mad, but I will give you $1,300 and I will load it up on my trailer and I will drive home. And he came back with $1,400, and I said, no, I just don't want to spend that much. So $1,300 is what I bought it for. And anyway, like I said, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun project. Let me know if you guys in the comments, let me know if you guys want to see that process go down, me teaching him and working on my patience, because it'll be tough, but I think this is an easy one to learn on. And but let me know if you guys want to see that. Anyway, let's go get inside and get started on some wiring.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
So, after working for a little while now, we'll talk about what I did, but the lights are on. And so I actually bought just a plug to plug it in. My dad actually wired this up just so I can plug it in and unplug it because I don't have any switches. But, so what I've done, like I was saying earlier about the lights, how many lumens they are, 18,500 lumens. It looks like he might have nailed it. He took into consideration that I'm going to be covering the walls in white, and so I think once the white's in here, it might reflect a little more. But my dad's thinking I need a couple more, maybe in the center here, but we'll see. I'm going to come out here at night. We still got, the sun's still out and whatnot. But how we routed this is my breaker box is going to be over here in this corner. So I routed a line from the breaker box over here to the switch, okay? And then from the switch, we went up into the center here to what we would call a junction box. From the junction box, we went to this light and then daisy chained that light to this one and the opposite on that side. So there's only 2 wires running into the junction box, and then the feed line. So that is, you could do things, these things are probably, don't draw enough power. You could probably daisy chain them all together, but I felt more comfortable doing a junction box. And then my dad thought I was crazy, but I did nail up some of the line just to make it a little nicer. And then we just looped this over and set those on 2x4s for now, because it is temporary. We will be permanently mounting those to the metal once the metal is on the ceiling. So I still got a lot of line to run. I've got a start on coming out from another switch. So I'm gonna have 2 switches when you walk in, one to turn the lights on and one to turn an exterior light on. And so I've drilled holes in the top plate to go to a light that'll be on the outside of the garage door here, here, and in the center of that one and on the end. So there'll be 4 lights on the outside. And so I'm gonna route wire for that. And so what I'm doing is, after each line that I run, I'm writing on like fuse box lights, light outside. I'm actually just taking a Sharpie and writing on there. So that is what I'm doing. You can see I've got a line strung out here. This line is actually going to go to my compressor, and then I'm going to have to get a little more of that wire for a welder. So this is 8 gauge. What I've ran up top here is 12. What I will be running for the 2-post lift will be 10. And 10 will also go to the 4-post lift. So I'm gonna start running all this. I'm almost out of wire. I bought 250 feet, and that's all it, this is the only place that I got here, just to the lights and whatnot, with 250 feet. So it's gonna take quite a bit, but I'm probably just gonna set you guys up on the tripod and time lapse more of this. Let me know if you have any comments down in the description. Guys, I am not a professional by any means, nor is my dad, but he's done it enough to know what he's doing, and that's kind of why I wanted him here. But like I said, we're gonna run some more wire, and then we'll cut in. Maybe it'll be night by then, and I can show you guys these lights at night. So at this point, it's pretty dark outside, and I will have to say, this is quite a bit of light for just 4 small lights. Now, these aren't cheap. I paid quite a bit of money for these. I think they were like 600 bucks, which, when you think of like $20, $30 lights that you get at like a big box store, to me, that's a lot of money. But I have to say, my dad made a comment. He thought I should get 2 more, and he might be right. Having maybe 1 or 2 more here in the center might be better. But I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. But I'll come back out in the morning and get some more wire ran. I did get the wire that you see, the big black wire there. That is actually going to be for the compressor. And I think I'm going to put a welder hookup really close to the box here, somewhere like in this area. And if I need to, like my buddy Mike, I don't know if you guys noticed when I went down there with the dually, he had like an extension cord, essentially a big thick extension cord, so he could roll the welder wherever. So I think probably I'll just put the outlet somewhere in this area. But the orange wire that I started to run, that is actually going to the 2-post lift that I will be putting in at some point, which will be kind of centered with this garage door here, but kind of to the left of the truck over there. So, and then the 4-post, I'm gonna run the exact same wire. I'm gonna have to go get some more, and I didn't have anything to tack them down. I think my dad thought I was nuts, like I said earlier, for tacking these wires, but to me, I just didn't want a bunch of roped up looking stuff. Now, these wires aren't tacked that go to the lights, because I didn't know if that's for sure where they're gonna be. And guys, honestly, at some point we're going to have metal in here, so they are going to get moved. But I did go ahead and tack. You can see the 3 lines that are coming through here. I did run out of that line as well, so I'm going to have to get some more of that. That will be like for outlets and whatnot. So obviously I'm going to have an outlet for each garage door opener. I don't think I'm going to put any more outlets on this wall. And then here, I'll probably go every 5 to 6 feet, just like standard outlets along all of these walls. The other thing I might do is I might drop, I might come off of that light and go down for, like I said, I'd like to keep my cabinets and stuff over there. So if I put a workbench over there, I'm going to try to keep that area clear. So this area, basically, if you were to cut this off, like where the squares are at, pretty much everything from here over I'd like to keep for cabinets and tools and storage and whatnot. So that's the goal anyway. And then the lift will be, honestly, the 2-post will be pretty close to the edge. It'll be on this side of that line. So there will be an area right here. Like I'd like to keep all this for just being able to work. But that's something that I can always do. And honestly, the wiring there may be more wiring as I start to move stuff in here and kind of see where I want things. But for now, I'm excited about the lights. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to shut it off for today, and then we'll pick back up tomorrow with some more wiring. So I should have been filming this already, but I got the lift out of the old garage. I probably should have filmed me taking it down, but I got my dad over here again, helping me put it back together in here. Now we're just gonna get it probably bolted down, or at least bolted together. I don't know that I'm gonna run all the cables and all that, but figured I'd set you guys up on a time lapse, and you can watch it go together. So at this point, guys, it's actually storming outside, but got the lift in place, kind of measured it off exactly where I wanted it. I wanted it even with this garage door, and as you can see, my dad helped me just get the ramps bolted on, because the runways or ramps are they're so heavy. And actually, I had 4 people help me set it up. That's how many people it took to get those ramps or runways on this when I originally set it up in my garage. But I still got some wiring to do. Obviously, I've got to put outlets in and whatnot. But as you can see, I also got my Trans Am over here. It was on the lift, so I had to get it off. Had my son help me pull it back here, which is awesome. I put it right up front, guys, because it's gonna give me some room to actually start maybe working on it here soon. So the only thing I don't have in here, there's two things that I don't have in here that it will be going in, and that is the 55 Chevy. I still got to get it over here, and my truck, my green truck. So I think, honestly, the green truck, the progress on it might actually finish in the shop. It just depends on how much I get accomplished here, but I'm not going to show you guys the wiring, or actually not really wiring, just putting the cables back in place. It's a little easier to reassemble. You don't have to take as much apart. So I won't show you guys that because, well, it'd be pretty boring. But the last thing I probably will show you is I've got a cabinet here, or not a cabinet, it's really a rack. I'm gonna put this rack up, and I might buy a couple of these. This is, I'll list it in the description down below, but it's a Premier by Edsel. It's called a muscle rack, I think they call it. But I wanted something pretty sturdy, and I wanted something that was all uniform. So black is what I went with, and I could have got racking for my wife's work. They had some extra, but it's like it would have stuck way out, and I just didn't want to take up that much room. This is 84 inches high, and I think it's 84 inches long, and it's 24 inches deep. So it gives me plenty of room to put stuff on, you know, and that's really the next step. I need to start moving stuff out here, but I need places to set it. So also I noticed that I got a little bit of rain coming under my door, so I'm gonna have to do some sealing there, I have a feeling, but everything else seems to be pretty dry. It's really rained today. So anyway, let's get this rack taken out and get it put up and see what it looks like. So at this point, guys, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I'm tired. I've been working out here a little bit each night, and I got the rack together, and honestly, guys, it's pretty sturdy. I just put a couple things on it for now, but you can also see that I've started to run some wire in the walls. Now, what I did was I bought some temporary blue boxes that just hammer onto the stud, and just to get my placement, because when we go to metal, we're gonna have to use metal boxes on the outside. There's just no way to make a real nice flush mount. It just makes it a pain cutting the metal if you were trying to do that. So that is the reason for the big loop on the end, is I want to make sure that I have plenty of wire to pull through once I do get metal up. But for the time being, I might go ahead and get a couple outlets and just light this thing up, because I don't know how soon the metal's going to come. But anyway, guys, I know there's been a lot in this video. We got, of course, the truck. And let me know, like I said in the comments, if you guys want to see that process go down. It's going to be, it's going to wear on my patience, I'm sure. But I wanted something cheap, something he could learn how to drive, something that was easy, something with a cheap clutch replacement. Plus, we got some of the wiring done. Obviously, we got the lights in, we got the lift moved over here. I've started some of the wiring for the coming to the lift, and then there's going to be another lift right here where the Corvette is setting. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. We got a lot of work to do. We're not even close, but you might see a lot of videos on me working on the shop going forward. Anyway, if you did like this video, guys, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed, go down, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon. That notifies you every time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.